Hi there, little one. I'm Cozy Bear. Tonight, on a green island, in the middle of a warm blue sea, there is a very old volcano who has forgotten something important. Curl up close, here we go. In the middle of a warm, turquoise sea, there is an island. Not a very big island, small enough to walk around in an afternoon, but perfectly formed, the way small things often are. It has a white sand beach, a forest of leaning palm trees, a lagoon that turns pink at sunset, and right in the middle of it all, rising up like a sleeping giant, is a volcano. His name was Oru. Oru had been quiet for a very long time, so long that the birds had built their nests in the cracks of his rocks, so long that the goats grazed along his lower slopes without a thought, so long that the people of the island had almost forgotten he was there at all. Almost, but Oru had not forgotten. Deep inside, in a place no one else could reach, Oru remembered what it felt like to rumble, to shake, to send great columns of fire and light up the sky for miles. He missed it. Not the destruction, not the fear it caused. He missed the feeling of being fully, completely, magnificently himself. Alive in a way that left no one in any doubt. Some nights he would feel it start, a deep, slow warmth building in his middle, and then he would remember the nests in his rocks, the goats on his slopes, the little houses at the edge of his forests, and he would breathe, long and slow, and let it go. One evening, a very old tortoise made the long, slow climb up Oru's lower slopes and settled down on a flat rock near the summit. Her name was Sera. She was older than anyone on the island could remember, old enough that the moss had started to grow on her shell. "You're restless," said Sera. Not a question. Oru was quiet for a moment. The ground around them trembled very slightly. "I don't mean to be," he said at last. His voice was slow and deep, like a sound you feel more than hear. "I know," said Sera. "What is it you miss?" Another long pause. "Myself," said Oru quietly. "I think I miss myself." Sera considered this for a very long time. She was good at long silences. She had had centuries of practice. "I know something about that," she said at last. "When I was young, I was fast, faster than you'd think. I ran everywhere. It was the thing I loved most. And then, slowly, I wasn't fast anymore. The shell grew heavier, the legs grew slower, and I grieved it, the way you grieve any part of yourself that changes." Oru listened. The whole island seemed to lean in slightly. "What did you do?" he asked. Sera turned her ancient head and looked out at the sea. "I stopped trying to be what I had been, and I started noticing what I still was. I was still here, still warm, still watching, still part of things, and one day I realized that that was not less, that was just different. And different can be enough." Oru thought about this for a long time. He looked at his own slopes, as if seeing them for the first time. The birds in his rocks were singing the last songs of the day, settling in for the night. The goats had found shelter in a hollow on his eastern side, curled together for warmth. The forest that grew from his old lava fields was thick and tall and green, full of insects and fruits and small creatures that lived nowhere else on earth. Because of him, all of it, because of him, not because he erupted, because he rested, because he held still, because he chose, night after night, to breathe and let it go. I made all of this, he said slowly. You are all of this, said Sera gently. There is a difference. The sun was setting now, turning the sea every shade of gold and pink and deep orange. Sera began the slow journey back down the slope. Rest well, old friend, she said. I will try, said Oru. And for the first time in a very long time he meant it. He felt the warmth in his metal, that familiar restless heat. He breathed long, slow, deep. He thought of the birds, the goats, the green living forest he had made without trying. He breathed out. The heat softened, settled, became something warm rather than something urgent. Not gone, just resting. The way all powerful things need to rest sometimes. As the stars came out over the island, everything grew quiet. The birds tucked their heads beneath their wings. The goats stopped moving. The lagoon went still and flat as glass, holding the reflection of the whole sky inside it. And Oru breathed out. In, out. Each breath, the whole island breathed with him. The grass on his slopes, the palm trees on the beach, the little houses with their sleeping families, all of it together, all of it at rest, all of it held. There is a kind of strength, little one, that doesn't make noise, that doesn't need to shake the ground to prove it's there. It is the strength of the mountain that stands through every storm, the strength of the tree that bends without breaking, the strength of the old tortoise, who has seen everything and is still here, the strength of knowing when to rest, when to breathe in and let the warmth soften, when to trust that simply being here, steady, quiet, present, is more than enough. You are more than enough, little one, just as you are right now in this moment. Breathe in and let it go. Breathe in and let it go. Good night, little dreamer. Sweet, sweet dreams. And that little one was tonight's story. Cozy Bear hopes you have the most wonderful, magical dreams tonight. See you next time. Good night.